Hey y'all, this is your girl Jamie here. What is going on, J Squad? I hope y'all are having a truly blessed summer so far. And if y'all haven't already hit that like button, go ahead and do so. And if y'all are new, welcome, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button, y'all. Well, typically I do stories, of celebrities, mostly the stupid Kardashians, which I love, the Tradashians. Well, I kept seeing this story here about Alexee Trevizo. I know that's probably, I said her last name wrong, but she's 19, and I kept seeing this story about her and her boyfriend and their newborn baby, and about the baby being harmed. And I just assumed that it was from, just going through my news feeds and everything else, YouTube and all that other stuff. And I kept thinking, for whatever reason, I just assumed that the boyfriend took the baby from the hospital room, and, put it in a trash can somewhere in the hospital. Well, fast forward, I came across something and started watching it, and I was, sucked right into the story. And I'm like everybody else now, amazed at this whole entire story, just baffled. Like, literally, I am straight up baffled. I don't like usually reading or hearing, even because I just cringe when I hear it has something to do with a kid or a baby, especially, as a mom, you just, I personally can't, it just tugs at your heartstrings a little bit more, I think. I don't know. But if y'all ain't up to date on this, let me go ahead and, so this one here is definitely a more serious video. It may be a little longer, and there's quite a few pictures on here that, I stumbled across, that I found, through some of my resources and stuff, and they're a little graphic, so just keep in mind, and you can't always trust the internet and the fake media, as Trump says, all that crap. But just keep an open mind when I'm letting y'all, when I'm telling y'all this, getting y'all up to date on this story. It's quite disturbing, to say the least. So I don't know, it's just sickening. But at the same time, this whole story is straight up baffling. This girl right here that you all are seeing in these cheerleading pictures, obviously she's pregnant. Well, this is Alexee, and she's 19, so technically she's an adult. She, this past school year, like I said, they're all out for the summer now. She was this was her senior year. Her boyfriend, he's a senior. But these two have been together for the last couple of years. Well, her mom, she's still living with her mom and her stepdad, and apparently he lives with, I guess, his mom, his family. Well, Miss Alexee here, just in January, January 26th, 27th, in the middle of the night, she was complaining, and about her back pain, and her mom said that she had hip issues ever since she was, born. Well, the boyfriend, and I guess I'm assuming Alexee, had made a visit to the ER a month prior in December. Now, keep in mind, this girl's still in high school, and her mom, this girl's mom, Rosa, who is very controlling, and this young lady, Alexee, seems very, very much, scared to death of the mother. Well, the mother, let me give you all the backstory on the mom. In Texas, her and her ex-husband, they had 4 kids together, and Alexee, her mom, Rosa, back in 2004, she's got a little bit of a record. She's got a DWI. She's got some felonies for bad checks. So technically she's a felon. She got a state felony for having minors in the car while she was drunk and everything. I mean, so that's just kind of the backstory on her. But the stepfather was also present at the hospital in the middle of the night when this all happened, when this all occurred. So Alexee had already been to the ER, the same hospital, about a month before her visit in the end of January. Well, in the end of January, her mom takes her to the emergency room because she's complaining about her back pain, her back pain, her back pain. Okay, all along, this girl's apparently never told her mom, supposedly, allegedly. I love how all the videos, everybody always says allegedly, all the news channels, allegedly. She never told her mom that she was pregnant. She never told anyone she was pregnant. She didn't even know she was pregnant, allegedly. That's what she's telling everybody. But as y'all see, she is very much pregnant. So these look like to be basketball games, and basketball games are usually the beginning of the school year. So, and they have, warmer clothes on. And even in New Mexico and Arizona, if y'all already don't know, they do get cold weather. They get snow. But Alexee is very much pregnant in these pictures. So I'm not quite sure who she is trying to punk. Like, I just feel like she's trying to punk everybody. Like, she's trying to fool everybody. Now, this whole story is just so weird. But, so the mama Mama Rosa takes her to the hospital. And, they're swearing up and down. Both of them is swearing up and down to the hospital staff that she's still a virgin. She's never had sex. There's no way in the world she's pregnant. Meanwhile, at the emergency room, Miss Alexee, she's got baggy clothes on. So, and it's so funny because she wouldn't let the hospital staff touch her, examine her, really. They ended up giving her a pregnancy test and everything, and it came back, and the hospital staff, in all the interviews with the detectives and everything, said that they told her and the mom that she was pregnant. So at some point, the hospital went ahead and did the blood work and everything to see about how far, because she's sitting there swearing up and down. She's not pregnant. She's not pregnant. She's a virgin. Well, she goes into the bathroom a little while later after she was told that she was pregnant and stuff. Clearly, this whole time she was sitting in that hospital bed in front of her mom. Her mom is, basically acting a fool. She's trying to run the show. She's straight up just nasty. She's mean. There's no other way. She's a witch, if y'all know what I mean. So she's straight up in control of Lexee, and she treats Lexee like she is still like a 10, 11-year-old child. Well, Lexee is like, I gotta poop, she's like, I gotta poop. So she leaves the hospital room, runs down to the bathroom, holding her behind, and just, it looks like she's gotta go, kind of thing. Well, she goes into this bathroom. As y'all see this bathroom, this is one of the photos I was saying about. She goes in there and she proceeds to give birth to a baby boy who they ended up naming Alex. So we're going to go ahead and call this baby by his name because he's a human. But this girl, Alexee, she goes in there, and the mom, was seen going through the hospital on the cameras, going down, checking on her, make sure, are you okay? Are you okay? Like twice she went down and checked on her. The hospital staff knocking, checking on her. Meanwhile, within about 20 minutes, she goes in there. Within 20 minutes, goes in there, has a baby, and chews or rips apart the umbilical cord. And, the hospital staff says that they kept hearing the toilet flush and the toilet paper roll, going, and then the toilet would flush, and then not the toilet paper roll, but the paper towel dispenser. Sorry, y'all. There's just so much to this story. It's so bizarre, like I said. But this girl, she's in there for 20 minutes, probably panicking. For whatever reason, she was scared to death to tell her mom, like, look, I'm pregnant. There's so many different outcomes that she could have did so differently. And we may never know of why she did all of this or why she didn't do that or what the dynamic is between these two, mother and daughter. But as y'all see this reaction this is Alexee, and this is the reaction that she's having when the doctor is, basically saying that she's the jig is up. Like, we found the baby, because she proceeded while she was in that bathroom to wrap this little baby up in the trash bags and try to cover him up with other stuff, trash and stuff that was already in there. As y'all seen the picture of the trash can, that was the picture. But in my opinion, when the hospital staff kept hearing the toilet flush and the toilet flush and the toilet flush, she was probably trying to get all the blood wiped up, the umbilical cord, the placenta, everything she could get down that toilet. She was trying to get it all down there. So fast forward, she wraps this baby up, and the hospital staff is like, look, chick, we're coming in. We got the key. This is the last time we're giving you, a chance to come out. She quickly comes out, unfazed by anything that just happened within that bathroom. There's obviously blood splattered everywhere. They said it looked like, like Michael Myers basically got a hold of her in there or something. And, it's just disturbing on so many levels. Like I said, this whole story is just sickening, but she comes out nonchalant, like nothing at all happened, walks up to the room with the doctor. She's wiping her hands like she had just washed her hands. Blood dripping down off her pants, from her shoes. Her footprints are, whatever shoes, socks she had on, she's leaving footprints, blood, because she just had a baby in a bathroom. So, and she wipes her hands. She goes over and she throws the paper towel away. Just gradually walks on in, like, ha ha ha. Butterflies and, unicorns, like nothing happened. Meanwhile, this is her mom, Rosa's reaction of when they told her that the baby was a full-term baby. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about whether or not the mom knew. Obviously, Alexee knew that she was pregnant. Really. She knew that she was just in that bathroom. She knew that a baby just came out of her in that bathroom. She knew that she put that baby in that trash can, period. So she knew she had just given birth. And prior, 45 minutes before this, her and her mom already knew. The hospital staff had already told them she's indeed pregnant. Now, this here is Alexee running to that bathroom, holding her behind. because that baby probably was crowning and he was ready to pop out. So all that, cramping, and they said she was in that bed, just wiggling around. She wouldn't sit still. It's because this chick was in labor. And I don't care what this girl goes on trial and says. She knew she was pregnant this whole entire time. I don't care. You can tell from all the photos you're going to see on my channel here, from this video, because I found a lot, and of what she looked like before and what she looked like while she was pregnant, still cheering. Now, the interesting thing for me is how, that picture right there, that's her when she just threw away the paper towel, and she's not in no panic. She's cool as a cucumber, y'all. I mean, if this girl was worried about her brand new baby she just delivered in that bathroom, I mean, she's not, there's no tears, there's nothing. This girl, there's no emotion, none. She had a doctor right there. If you're so worried, about that baby she said the baby came out not breathing. That's what she told the hospital staff, that he did not breathe at all. Now, why, you're in a hospital, why, okay, you know what, I'm getting off track. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to leave all of that till the end, but anyways, I just can't understand how she's going to sit there and say she didn't know she was pregnant. Okay, as she's walking through this hall with this doctor, she knew what she just did in that bathroom. She knew what came out of her. Okay, so she told the hospital staff that she started her period. Whew, y'all, this girl. Yeah. I'm like I said, this story is so heartbreaking. I feel so bad for that little baby. He is truly the one that straight up just didn't deserve any of this. This girl is a straight A student. She was on the cheer squad, involved in other stuff at school. High school sweetheart, had, her little boyfriend who was into sports, football and a couple other sports. Now, she got into New Mexico University. She was already planning on, this coming school year, she was going to go. So keep that all in mind as y'all listen to this story. I get it. Her mom is scary. Her mom is controlling as can be. She's a straight up enabler. Her mom had the weirdest response to I don't know if maybe as a mom or a dad, you usually know your kids pretty well. You know when they're lying. And like Judge Judy says, when a teenager's mouth is moving, they're lying. That's quote unquote from Judge Judy, y'all. And if that ain't the truth, I have a child as well about Alexee's age. So we'll all just leave it at that. But this here, y'all, is the stepdad to Alexee. And this man right here at this hospital, he was present. Her mom was present. Her boyfriend showed up with his mom as well. And that stepdad had more emotion and was more concerned and truly, genuinely hurt, distraught, and upset about this baby boy that just passed away. And I get it. He's just a stepdad, so he might have... And men are kind of funny with their emotions, and I get it. But this man was more just truly devastated about this baby and his stepdaughter and him not knowing what truly probably just incurred. And as being a stepdad, he probably noticed that his stepdaughter was gaining some weight, and the autopsy report and, the toxicology reports have all came back, and it showed that the hospital did give her morphine. Now, I've never had any morphine, and this girl, the pictures of before and after, before she was pregnant and while she was pregnant, she's a little thing. And me personally, I'm 5'1", 100 pounds, dripping wet. Can't say I've ever had morphine. I can't personally take anything real strong other than, regular over-the-counter Tylenol. I can't have anything other, but, that's the only thing I'm giving this girl a break on, is maybe that stuff maybe had her delusional or crazy, or I don't know, y'all. I'm not going to sit here and make no excuses for this girl, because first of all, they live in New Mexico. New Mexico, out of all the states, I'm originally from Georgia. It's the strictest of all in the country as far as abortion laws and stuff. And New Mexico, she could have been a minor and went and did it. Mom would have never known. Plus, New Mexico also has it to where she could have also got an abortion right up to the very last minute. Is, one of them states that's, just like that. I'm not sitting here saying that, I'm not getting into all the politics of everything and the women's rights and all this and that, but she can't say she's not I don't know. This whole story is so disgusting, because she had so many opportunities and different choices she could have absolutely made. I don't know if she was that terrified of her mom. Maybe she was on her mom's health insurance, and she was so terrified that her mom was going to find out. This young lady could have moved out. She could have got a place with her boyfriend. She was already an adult. She could have got the apartment in her name. She could have moved in with his family, her other family, her dad. There's so many things, so many different routes this young lady could have went and done. Even if she is against abortion, you don't go and do murder, is basically what she did. It's so disturbing, this whole story. But the whole out of the whole bunch that was there, the mom, the stepdad, the boyfriend, and his mom, none of them at all asked about that baby. None of them, the hospital staff said. No one ever asked. Now, as you all see right there, that right there is from the footage of the police officer that when they went to arrest Alexee from her home. Some of the people on, the internet saw that, and some of her classmates have came out and spoke and said that they all knew she was pregnant. Nobody really asked her, but they knew. Obviously, you can see. And that she was going around telling everybody that she was going to name the baby Alex. So she obviously knew that she was having a boy, which she had been to the hospital. Think about it. She had already been to the hospital the month before. So I'm confused at how nobody didn't know she was pregnant. Like, the hospital didn't have that on record, or like nothing. I don't understand it. But that was basically a shrine that, like a photo box. And it says Alex. If y'all are just listening to this, it said Alex, and it had like some angel wings, and it looked like a blanket or some baby clothes or something. And like some kind of a photo. There's been a lot of speculation that it's the photo of the trash can that y'all saw the picture of with the baby in it. Now, the family, Alexee and her family did end up having the baby cremated after the autopsy and everything, and they got the ashes. And there's been a few stories that the necklace she wore to the prom is one of those ones that you can put like the ashes of and, somebody in, which this whole story is so gross. If she didn't want this poor little baby boy, if she could have easily just hit that button at the hospital, she could have she could have just hit that button in the bathroom or screen. There's so many. It's so frustrating, this whole story, because there's so many people in the world that just can't have kids, and here we have these younger girls popping out these babies and just throwing them in trash bags, putting them in dumpsters, and this horrific stuff. And it makes you wonder, like, are just a lot of parents enabling these kids nowadays? Are we just not teaching them about the birds and the bees? Is the school, like, who is at fault here? Like, how is this 19-year-old woman not know how she's supposed to act? And I get it. 19-year-olds ain't fully developed in the mind yet. Like I said, I have my own child around the same age, one of them, and they do dumb stuff when they're young, and we've all been there. But this girl, she could have, asked for her HIPAA rights and been like, look, y'all got to get my mom out of there. This baby's coming out. Get me in another room. I don't want her to know. Please take this baby, because it's a safe haven hospital, as I think pretty much every hospital in the U.S. is a safe haven at this point in time. At least I would hope so. Most fire departments, there's so many options this girl had. Now, this boyfriend, the mom might have been suspicious of her being pregnant, because she was trying to take some diet pills, and she kept telling her mom to buy her pads, supposedly. That's what the mom said. Every month she had a, regular period. Obviously, she, lying through her teeth. But this boyfriend, he went to the same school. He played on all the sports that she was cheering at, so he saw that belly on this girl. All the rumors going around, with these teenage kids. We all know, we've been in high school, we all know how it works. Now, this boyfriend's not going to sit and say he did not know. I mean, they already picked out a name for this baby, and obviously her classmates were telling the truth. Because, long and behold, they had a whole shrine for this baby. A candle was lit and everything. It's so baffling that, okay, I'm assuming this little girl's, this young lady is of Hispanic. Okay, most Hispanics are Catholic. Now, okay, so if she doesn't believe in abortion, she shouldn't be believing in murder, and she shouldn't be believing in birth control if she's Catholic. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Now, what's even more baffling is when I came across this picture right here. Because when I saw these two moms at the hospital, I just kind of thought maybe there was, like, the boy's mom maybe didn't like her mom, or maybe they just didn't know each other that well. But obviously, they're smiling from ear to ear. Obviously, the year before at prom with their two kids. I mean, so obviously they know each other quite well. So this whole bunch isn't going to sit and say they didn't know this young lady was pregnant. A, she's an adult, and B, this boy went to the same school. He played on sports. They all had the same clique of friends. Teenagers, they love to gossip. They love to talk, especially the girls. The classmates all knew that this baby was a boy and his name was going to be Alex. So it's so bizarre that this girl got to go back to school being a 19-year-old on top of it. She got to go to prom with her boyfriend. And the only thing she didn't get to do with her boyfriend was graduate, because at that point she had already been arrested and they didn't want all the issues and the drama. But he still went ahead and got to graduate without her, and he seemed happy as can be in the photo above. I mean, now these pictures right here are Alexee in her senior pictures. And if anybody don't know, senior pictures are usually the summer before senior year, is typically when most places usually do them. So you see that belly, you see her chest, it's a little thicker and a little bigger than some of the other photos of her in her cheer outfits. As you can see, she's, a little heavier. So she probably already at this point, she already knew. And she was probably just, like most teenagers, she was probably like, oh, it's only going to be 9 months. That's a long time. I got all this time to figure it out. Well, yeah, she figured it all out in the bathroom at the hospital. She had so many hospital staff right there at her hand, that in so many options. I just really, truly think this chick might not be as mature as some other 19-year-olds. And her mom definitely enables her. And yeah, because for her to have gone in that bathroom, y'all, and did what she did, she was really trying to hide it. This boyfriend, he knew. His mom knew. They were not shocked. They were probably just more shocked at what she did with the baby in the bag. But they knew her mom is a straight up witch. And she, they already knew what the deal is with the mom. So why they wasn't really sitting there, like there was just no tears shed. I did not see one actual tear come out of any of them but the stepdad, y'all. It's sick. I mean, the reactions and I don't care. The boyfriend, he knew. He went to that same school. He saw this girl every day. They were probably still having sex. I hate to be blunt like that, but that's reality of this whole thing. Now, after they arrested her at her house and all, she wasn't allowed to go to graduation, of course, because of all the drama, the attention and stuff of the case. And one of her things, which is kind of different, that I heard that the judge made it clear with her being out on bond that she is not to get pregnant. And as much as I have thought about this case, I cannot wrap my head around this case, y'all, of why she didn't just have that baby in that bathroom and give that baby to the hospital staff, or, just whatever, because that baby was born. The reports all came back that the baby had air in his lungs, which we already knew. And yeah, guys, wow. I don't even know what to really think. This whole case is so bizarre. I mean, I get it. She was scared, but she was also a 19-year-old. She could have went and got her own place. Worst comes to worst, she would have figured it out like the rest of us adults do. If she had to be homeless for a while, or if she had to go on welfare, or if she had to do whatever she had to do, like live with a family member that she quite doesn't like as much or something, to support her baby and have because her mom is so upset about it, or because the mom kicked her out. The mom, at the end of the day, these girls don't understand that these moms and dads are gonna find out. Like, I don't know where exactly we have failed this generation of kids. I don't know if it's because a lot of the parents nowadays, they enable these kids or they just make excuses for them all. But I know the world is a different place. I grew up, I was young, a little kid in the 80s, and we went outside and played all day until the street lights came on. Then we had to go in. It was a totally different world then. These kids are on technology, and I get it. It's all different. But I just don't know because this goes on a lot more than y'all think. Like, there was just another case about the Alexee girl. I think she was about the same age or so, put the baby in the bag in the dumpster. Luckily, that baby got found by some dumpster diggers, of all people. There was one not too long ago, the trash man in a real nice upscale neighborhood found the baby in the back of the garbage, the garbage truck. So this is, and we've heard these stories before, and we're going to keep on hearing them, but like I said, it just makes me wonder if maybe we're just, if it's a discussion we need to be really dealing with our own kids at home, mixed with maybe a little bit at school. And I know that's kind of tricky because of everybody's, religious beliefs and everything else. And I get it, but me personally, I think that if this younger generation is going to succeed, they need to maybe kind of fix the problem. They need to up the consequences of doing stuff like this. Like, if you put your baby in you kill your baby, your brand new newborn baby, then if these girls know that they're going to go to prison, or I don't know, it's just got to, like, something's got to, there's just such a disconnect or something. I don't know quite, can't really put my finger on it, but it's just, I don't know if there's something mentally wrong with this girl, this young woman, Alexee, because me personally, I just think she's seems very mentally immature. She's obviously a bright, smart young lady. She got, she got, an offer to go to New Mexico University in the fall, which obviously it probably won't happen now. But it may. That other case with that other cheerleader, she was a little bit younger. The one that buried him in the backyard of her house. I'm pretty sure that one there, if I don't remember correctly, I think she got completely off on that one. But I, for whatever sick reason, I really feel like this girl is gonna, she's gonna get off on this. And if anything, she should definitely, if they offer her a plea, if they do, which I doubt it, they've already lawyered up and they already filed a wrongful medical lawsuit against the hospital, claiming that the hospital, never aware, they never told her that she was pregnant, and they gave her morphine and she was in shock and she didn't know what she was doing, kind of stuff. This whole story is sick. This young lady knew she was pregnant. We all knew she was pregnant. Anybody that was at any of them basketball games and she's in that cheerleading outfit, they knew she was pregnant. Now, with her being on the cheer squad, that was one of the first things that came to my mind, because I know back in my day, any girl who got pregnant, she was automatically off the cheer squad for obvious reasons. Safety issues of an unborn baby and the mother and everybody else in between. Like, they would automatically kick you off until after you came back from having your child. So I'm not sure where the disconnect is here, but these kids nowadays in high schools, I know at least where I live, these young mothers can bring their babies to the school. They have daycares in the schools. They take them, and, it's, I don't know if we're just not educating them enough as far as just to me, it's common sense. Come on, like, but it's, even a lot of states, I'm not quite sure which, but I know there's quite a few states in the U.S. that these insurance companies of these states actually pay for early on abortions or abortion pills. I know these kids have, not only do they have the abortion pills, it's just pills that they swallow and, they start bleeding, there's their abortion. But they also have like the morning after pills. Like these kids nowadays really have it, in my opinion, they have it made. And they just, I'm not saying I'm for abortion or against it. I'm not getting into any of that. But these kids have options. This young lady, she had so many options. She should have just, option number one, just come out with the truth to her mom. She's already in the hospital. She's in labor. She knew she was in labor. She knew. That's why she ran to that bathroom holding her behind, because she knew that baby was about to pop. I mean, if she was worried about her mom kicking her out and her not being able to go to college in the fall, like I said, there's even, the colleges, the high schools, they all have, programs and stuff for, pregnant moms and moms with brand new babies and stuff. There's so many options. This young lady could have, so many resources. I mean, she could have easily had the hospital, and I'm stunned that the hospital, because they all claimed that mom was in there, basically, showing herself, controlling everything, and making everybody feel uncomfortable. I'm surprised they didn't put her out, back out in the waiting room and let them just talk to this young lady. It could have definitely been a different outcome. She probably would have had that baby right then and there. And, they could have went and decided what to do after that. Decided that together as a family. Or she could have just said, look, I don't want my mom knowing. Here's the baby. Let's put him up for adoption. It's a safe haven hospital. I mean, just this whole story is so frustrating. But if y'all haven't already hit that subscribe button, go ahead and subscribe, and make sure y'all like my video, y'all. This one, I had to do a video about this, and it's definitely an odd and difficult story to talk about, but it's also, a conversation that, it's just got to be had, because we got these young girls out here, y'all. This could have been anybody's daughter, Maybe she's got something mentally wrong with her. I don't know, y'all, but I hope she gets the help she needs, and I guess we'll see what happens to her in her day in court, September 11th, but let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and y'all, man, this story. I will talk to y'all later, guys. Bye.